Hey people, today should be the day we get this figured out. If you haven't been following this video, this Chevy has, since last September, intermittently the brakes would lock up. And they replaced the master cylinder twice, second time under warranty, and then we realized, hey, it was doing it before, and it's doing it after, so it couldn't be the master cylinder. Then they replaced the power brake boost behind the master cylinder. When the problem first started, it blew the rubber soft brake hoses, so they've been replaced. There's been calipers replaced, and almost everything you can think of has been replaced. So we're at a different shop today, and as things get narrowed down, it seems like the only things left are perhaps a module for the ABS, even though the ABS fuse is pulled, or else, even though the rubber lines are replaced, there might be rust in the steel lines, which is a good possibility, and it does the same thing as it does on rubber, and it creates a check valve effect. And of course, after it sits for a while, I don't remember if I had it locked up yesterday or not, but after it sits for a while, it runs great. Don't even have to give it gas. It'll go anywhere you want. And then as soon as it locks up, which it is now, it's in neutral and it's locked up. I guess all the four wheels are locked up now. And I think what we just missed is the mechanic, whose name I may or may not mention. Number one, how'd you get it loose? Huh?
I opened up the...
And just let a little fluid out?
On the,
right.
On the front, on the passenger side, right front.
Okay.
And it released it all, and now it will lock.
All of them? So, what is that telling us? Yeah. That's locked. That's locked again. Certainly too tight to roll. Master cylinder was replaced twice.
Yeah, but it's used.
It's used?
It's got numbers on it that don't normally come on unless it's used.
Huh. Well, the first one Bracy picked up, that was in September when they replaced all the hoses and everything else.
Right.
And then I took it up to Shepherd later on, and he called. He didn't want to get along with Bracy, so he called the place down on Kingston Street, Parts Plus, and matched it up to the date when they brought it up to Bracy's. So they sent up another one on warranty, which is that one.
Well, it's got numbers on it.
Huh.
DG421Z.
Well, it was supposed to be a replacement for the original one, and then I said to Shepherd, you know, that can't be what it is, because the same thing is happening that happened before they replaced that. Now it's happening after they replaced it, so it can't be the master cylinder. But he already had it, so he says he put it in. I assume he did.
Well, it may be something that the person who reads over or whatever puts the numbers on.
Huh.
Like I say, when I usually see that yellow spot stuff,
Huh.
from the salvage.
Yeah, you should know. What's that?
The power booster.
Yeah, that was supposed to be replaced too.
Who replaced
That was used. That I know came from Binghamton, from
Don's Auto Parts.
Don's Auto, yep.
So that's a used master cylinder.
Well, I don't know how that's used. See, that's not supposed to be used.
It came as one unit when it was purchased, and it was put on. Okay, it came with the power booster and the master cylinder.
Not from Don.
I'm telling you, it's got the numbers on it that those right there are what they put on the used parts.
Okay.
Okay. If it was anything else, it would have come with a tag on the numbers on this part.
Oh.
So they didn't unbolt it. They kept it all as one unit. And then put it on.
Yeah, but see, So you think Shepherd put on a different master cylinder than the one that
No, it came with the power booster.
But it shouldn't have. See,
That's the way
this was supposed to come from parts places on Kingston Street, and then the power booster was supposed to come from Don.
All I'm telling you is
Okay.
that when Don sells his power booster, they probably sell the master cylinder along with it. All as one piece. And maybe Shepherd put it on, all as one piece.
Huh.
What happened to the other master cylinder that was supposed to come from Parts Plus? I have no idea.
Me neither.
But anyhow, because if that sticks, it would keep pressure on the brakes until it let off.
Right, and that's what happened. After a couple of hours, it frees up. But that is definitely the second one, no matter how you look at it. So, you know, how many bad ones can there be in a row?
Well, we're talking used parts here. You know what I mean? We're not talking new.
Right.
So, if the problem was inherited to this block, okay, on both vehicles, you know, a problem inherited to all General Motors trucks, that would stay locked. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether it's this truck or another truck. But, we can figure this out most likely simply by taking these 2 bolts off, pull the master cylinder ahead, step on the brake, and see how much the power booster thing moves out and how easily it moves back. See if it's back working. So we're going to take that apart.
Okay. I still like the rust theory, but I guess this is the best way
there's a lot of
proceed.
There's a lot of rusty hoses.
Yeah, but it would have to do all 4 wheels. See, that's the tricky part. If it was one, then you could narrow it down.
The master cylinder itself is split into 2 units. There's the front and there's the back.
Okay.
So when it locks up all 4 wheels. So you got to figure what locks, you know, what do they share in common?
Right.
You know, besides just the plunger in the master cylinder.
All right.
You want to call Shepherd and see if he's got that other master cylinder? Maybe that's the problem.
No.
As soon as I let the pressure off the master cylinder, off the line, you can spin the wheels.
All right.
See if you can spin the wheel.
I could do the other side, so I'm sure I can do this side.
There's no resistance now.
That's just moving.
You don't run the risk of breaking this. This doesn't leak. It's already put together.
So, what was the part you tried to push in with the screwdriver? That?
Right here. You push this piece in. Watch, just see how hard it pushes first? It pushes really hard. And it shouldn't push that hard.
Oh, so this one's no good either?
And it like sticks. It's like sticky.
Huh. Oh, this is mine?
Yeah, this is yours.
Oh, okay. I thought you had another one that you could...
Nope, this is yours.
So maybe you should get the one that what's his name has first, instead of paying $180, because they won't take it back if that's not the problem. I mean, I keep throwing parts at it and it's not working out.
It's totally up to you what you want to do. Totally up to you.
Right. I mean, I'm just thinking that it would be worth
Okay.
trying the one that he has up there. At least see if it pushes easier. And
go pick it up and we'll
Okay.
see what happens.
all right.
Okay?
Okay. They charge for a gallon for some reason.
Because they bled it too. Because they bled it out and a
Took
certain
that
amount
much?
goes on a gallon.
Damn.
Doesn't take a gallon.
That's. Well.
I wish I had another container. I'd show you what it should look like.
Yeah.
Hold on, I do that.
I'm sure somebody's going to have a comment on this. What say you guys?
They don't look right to me. That's all I
Huh. Clear. I wonder why. What the hell is in there? It's been in there for 6 or 7 months, but still.
don't know.
Interesting. This one looks lighter. Well, then again, well, they're about the same, I guess. One's wider than the other, but definitely clear compared to that. Now, whether that's
See
going
the
to
stuff
account for
at
the
the top?
problem, yeah,
See the stuff in the top?
yeah. I mean, I guess if that gets in the pistons, it could. I don't know.
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah. Well, John agrees with you. He thinks you're on the right track. So it'd be interesting if it's just crap fluid that could do that. But
Well, if it was crappy brake fluid, it's affected every rubber O-ring in
Yeah.
the whole system.
yeah.
Like I say, you can't put nothing but brake fluid in them.
All right.
And I've seen people put motor oil. I've seen transmission fluid in them.
What happens?
It swells up all the seals,
Does
swells up
it-
all the hoses. You have to replace the entire brake system.
Huh.
And I've seen numerous ones of these pickup trucks and vans with bad master cylinders that do the same thing, locks up the brakes. Matter of fact, one time I replaced one of the ABS blocks, figuring that was what was wrong with it. Turned out to be the master cylinder. I'm just not fond of remanufactured master
Right.
cylinders.
Yeah. Then again, all this shit coming from China these days, there's stuff they say you can't even get. What was I looking at the other night? He says you can't even get an American made. I don't know if it was rotors with the cheap Chinese steel or what the hell it was the guy was talking about, but
Well,
since they just don't make them like they used to, and you can't get them
nothing's
American
made like
made.
that anymore.
Yeah.
nothing's made like that anymore. I have people with cars that aren't even getting a year out of a set of brake rotors. They're just rotting into hell away. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't get any better product.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, it used to be Japan. Everything Japanese was crap.
Yeah.
Now it's everything Chinese. The Japs learn the... Oops. The Japanese people learned their lesson. I might end up screwed on this video anyway because of the music in the background. But
A lot of lot of stuff doesn't make much difference where it's made.
Yeah.
The quality is not there anymore.
No. Well, even computers, they take all the same, but they're all made with the same parts. They just stick them in different cases. You can't, you say, well, Ace is a good brand, or such and such is a good brand. Well, it's the same as everything else. It's just in a different box.
The components are the same.
Yeah. So, you can't win. Okay, people, this is going to be the last installment of this video because this is dragging on forever. And I'm getting as bored with it as you are. So we took it out for a test after what you just saw. And it's so long ago that I really don't remember what's there. I don't have it on the camera here to look at. And took it out for a few test runs. And on the way back, after coming down a steep hill from 2,000 feet down to 1,600 where we are, the brakes, we came back, and right before we pulled in, the brakes were soft and spongy, which means there's air in them. So I went over to make an appointment with the guy, and he was going into the, hospital for some brief outpatient surgery kind of deal on his knees. So he didn't know how long he'd be out of action. So today's the 31st of May, so you can kind of get an idea from when the video was posted first. With the first installment, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it's been dragging on for a long time. So while he was out, I would take it out and drive it around the yard and stuff like that just to keep it moving. And when I'd go in reverse, let it roll in reverse on its own and just hit the brake, there'd be a scraping in the front wheel on the driver's side. So he took the wheel off when he finally came back to work. And the upper caliper bolt, and I wish I had the video here, was missing. It had come off. And this is the work that they charged all that money for back last September. So, and it's the same guys who had done the back brake line. That was a crappy job for all that money. So anyway, he had to wait till he got the bolts and put 2 new bolts in the front and then check the other side, and that was loose too. So that's all tightened up. So now I got to do a few more test runs to make sure everything is back to normal. So, bottom line, we really don't know what the problem was, whether it was a cloudy fluid or the debris floating in it or you know, I don't know. So, hopefully all the air is out, the brakes are acting normal now. And if something else goes wrong, it's going to be in a separate video because I'm done with this one. Next video I think you're going to see is either nest cam with the birds that nested out front. They're hatched and they're growing and not flown away yet. And then Thursday I should get my new camera. It's going to be a Samsung, very well rated on YouTube, so I'm not going to do an unboxing, but I will point out the features that I really like about it, and I will do a comparison between that and the Kodak that just got killed in action, 7-foot fall, and it just couldn't survive. So stay tuned for that. And if this knee surgery, he goes to the same doctors who I go to. And if that pans out, he did very well with it. And I have the same situation, bone on bone, in my right knee. So I'm going to see the doctor on, I think, the 10th of May. And if I can have that procedure too, I'll go for that. Because my last surgery was in 1997, which worked a bit. And of course the cortisone shot that I had just recently worked very well. I'm doing pretty good. No leg brace today, and I'll be able to cut all this wood hopefully very soon. Play out in the man cave afterwards. So, have a great weekend.